I was walking in a graveyard late last night, and I should have stayed there instead of watching Halloween Havoc, the NXT version, on October 28th, 2020, except I watched on Hulu the 29th, Thursday, right before recording this, with limited commercial interruption for only $7.99 a month, with my favorite television shows and movies, not to mention original programming exclusive to Hulu. Hulu, it's TV in the palm of your hand. Thumbs up. Okie dokie. Well, you couldn't leave well enough alone, could you? I want to have Starcade back, y'all. Everyone said I want to stay. You got your Starcade. Were you happy? I want the Bash back. Got a Great American Bash. Oh, it's a Great American Bash. In July, we get the Great American Bash. Bash, 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 bash. Were you happy? You got your War Games. Turned out okay. You should have quit while you were ahead. Because this is what you get. You got Halloween Havoc. And they tried with the production and this, that, and the other thing. What did you think they were going to do? You knew this was an excuse to be as goofy and wacky and to stall until maybe there's not a giant disease anymore that lets 250,000 Americans cough to death or whatever. You knew what this was going to be. But then we get to see the Halloween Havoc logo. You can see it anytime you want. The internet's enormous. What's the matter with you? They have a network. You pay $9.99 a month with a library of all your favorite WWE superstars, past and present, plus exclusive programming. Get on your mobile device. Halloween Havoc opens with Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant. Why? Because the then, now, forever opening logo thingy always shows Hulk Hogan slamming Andre first. That is the high spot of high spots. Every wrestling show, every WWE show you have seen this year, probably for the last couple of years, has opened with Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant. Just want you to know that. We have a package for Halloween Havoc. I would like to think that if there were people there, they wouldn't beat us to death with the packages, but let's be honest, it was overproduced in 2019. They're great packages. They do a wonderful job of showing you stuff you saw. And I understand you have to recap it and get people psyched, but it does get to a point where, like, all right, guys, thanks for showing me the show about the show I'm watching, and then show me a show about the show that I watched. Mike Rabbit today? So what? Shotzi, Blackheart has green hair and she looks like the Gremlins 2 female gremlin, when they all died and because of the sunlight, because they played a trick on them with what time it was. The gremlins all melted, but the female one stayed and she married the one producer guy, and that's what Shotzi Blackheart to me reminds me of the female gremlin in Gremlins 2. And you notice at the bottom of the Twin Towers in Gremlins 2, the newscasters each have microphones. One has a 9, one has an 11 on it. They put them together, which happens at the bottom of the Twin Towers in New York City. And I'm the crazy one. Okay, just saying. Just saying. Man Mountain Rock returns. Good to see him back, and he plays Damian Priest out to the ring. Then Johnny Gargano comes out and he cuts an inflatable pumpkin. So Shotzi spins a wheel. This is what happened on a television program, and says they're going to fight a Devil's Playground match, and everyone pretends that we have always known what a Devil's Playground match is. We find out after the break it's a Falls Count Anywhere match, so you can pin or make your opponent submit anywhere, including the ring. How come they never end in the ring anyway once? That would be fun. No, what the hell do I know? Once you come back from break, Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest, they spill to the outside after after Gargano makes Priest wrestle his type of match, which is what Gargano does to everybody for 5 minutes. And Priest, it just doesn't do him any favors with his style. I don't know, it just looks like everyone has to work to do what Gargano does. They fight by the Dungeon of Doom fountain, which was not hot, so I was a little bit bothered about that. If it was hot, it would be fine, the Dungeon of Doom fountain, but the water was not hot, and that's some pretty serious stuff. Does anyone know what I'm talking about right now? Johnny Gargano takes out, I know his name, he takes out the very spooky Halloween-themed metal garbage can, and he beats Priest with it on the platform in front of the big Wheel of Fortune wheel, and then the Black Scorpion shows up, and he's wearing a Scream mask, and they can't call it Scream, so they just have to say, like, Ghost or Ghoul or who's that masked person or imposter, and then there's a holy shit chant because the wrestler trainees somehow don't know not to chant shit on the show, and then there's a preposterous bump when Johnny Gargano breaks a cement sort of tombstone over the shoulder of Priest, which sends Damian Priest through the roof of this crypt thingy, and then he pins him to become the two-time North American champion, and he can't leave North America anyway because there's a disease that's killing everyone. You got that? That's what happened. When Gargano won, I thought Candice was going to win the thing later for sure. I was wrong. She does not. Don't get mad at me for spoilers. If you're the type of person who listens to this, you've seen the show already. All right. So that was a surprise. I'm not sure where they're going with Johnny having the thing. I think the story is going to be more about Priest not having it than Johnny having it. Are they going to investigate who the Black Scorpion was? That I'm going to keep calling him that. Who took out Priest and cost Priest the championship? I don't know. Maybe it was the Velveteen Dream is going to do something else. Maybe he's not. I don't know the answer to that. Cameron Grimes. The Gargano Devil's Playground match with Damian Priest. I gave it 7 stars. And Wade Seltzer from the Wrestling Rubbernecker also gave it 7 stars. Cameron Grimes, after the break, is very scared, and William Regal is very British. And Regal escorts him to the parking lot, saying he has to fight Dexter Lumis in a match that we don't understand. Then we have to look at stupid goddamn Pat McAfee, and stupid goddamn Pat McAfee has no stupid goddamn sleeves because he thinks he has arms, and he talks for 14 days, and they totally NWO the shit out of this thing. So Pat McAfee goes on about how he's awesome and he's smart and he's brilliant, and that's fine because he's essentially a heel manager here, so that's didn't really say one damn word to get the 2 guys he was in a ring with over. So this is just about a football player jerking himself off, and we let it happen. Makes me sick. Paid no dues. And then Kyle O'Reilly comes out, and then Pete Dunne. Yay, Pete Dunne comes out, and Pete Dunne has 2 chairs. And then Pete Dunne turns on Kyle O'Reilly and hits him with a chair. Why? We like Pete Dunne. Everybody's happy to see Pete Dunne when he shows up. Pete Dunne, we're also short on baby faces on that roster. Short on top believable baby faces that we care about, not Dexter Lumis. Short on contenders for what's probably going to be a vacant heavyweight championship, not Dexter Lumis. We like Pete Dunne. Why do we turn Pete Dunne? What did he get all jacked for? To not be a babyface? I don't understand. And this makes Kyle look so incredibly stupid. So his 3 of his buddies are all out. No one can come to help him. And he looks like a complete schmuck. He had 1 day of looking good, and they couldn't let it go. They kind of retconned the Ridge Holland thing and said it was Pat had it. Pat was the one who sent him, and he just got hurt or whatever. Then they give the 2 what did I call them? The good hands. They set Kyle up for their finish, and Pat McAfee says, "No, wait, I have to make it about me." So he puts the chair in the wrong place, and they miss the chair for their wacky, spiky DDT thing. And then they got to cut another promo. Pat has to talk again on top of Kyle and make the baby face look even more neutered. This is some NWO bullshit, okay? Guess what? You want a Halloween Havoc back? There you go. Here's some NWO bullshit on top of your Halloween Havoc shit burger, okay? That's what you deserve. Grimes runs into Michael P.S. Hayes. How can I be mad anymore? Unfortunately, there was a problem with Hayes wasn't really mic'd well, and we missed what he said, but we still got the vibe of he just told Grimes pretty much, "Hey, you're on your own, buddy. Get in a van, and scary guy's going to beat you up to have a haunted house of terror match with Dexter Lumis." Cameron Grimes gets out of a van, and Dexter Lumis is hiding in a tree. And he's not just making cookies, he's awaiting Cameron Grimes to torture him. So they go through every tired, like, cliche hard move. They spoofed Saw with a bike running around for no reason. They spoofed the Blair Witch with the referee is in the corner, except the referee turned around and make a scary face. Triple H bragged about a Marilyn Manson song being used in the match because he's got severe wrestling bubble syndrome. Like he joined in '95, and that's when they're on the road so much they stop paying attention to pop culture. So that makes sense that this is the last time Triple H thought he heard of the new cool thing was Marilyn Manson. When he gets a hold of that new Gaga lady, I guarantee you, give it 5, 8 years, she's going to be all over the thing. It's going to be just Stephanie and Triple H, and maybe Shane just rocking out the poker face. Oh, Cameron Grimes runs all over this house, acting way too scared for a grown man. And Loomis pops up here and there, and there's the girl from the ring is in the shower, and then not Loomis, Cameron is being chased by the teenage girls from the Six Flags Haunted Great Adventure thing, and as the aspiring teenage actors are chasing Grimes, um, one of them like piggybacks Grimes and he basically murders her. He just chucks her over a fence somewhere. And then Cameron gets into a van and Grimes is, Jesus. Dexter Loomis is sitting there, and there's a big thing on the screen that says, "To be continued." Yeah, I don't know. How would you know? How would you know who the winner is? How would the graphics know to write that? Okie dokie. Hey, here's the match I liked. Raquel Gonzalez versus Rhea. This is very good. Gonzalez was a lot better than I thought she was going to be. I didn't know enough about her experience or her background, and she was a believable contender for Rhea. I like how Rhea just won with her finish, 1, 2, 3. Gonzalez became a bigger and badder dragon for Rhea to slay than I thought she was going to be. So I was happy with this. It was everything it needed to be. And everybody did a good job, and Gonzalez is still a believable giant badass because Rhea's still selling after the match, like, yeah, I won, but goddamn if that wasn't the fight of my life. So, cool. I liked it. I think this helped them both. I think it's time to let's start the road to this Rhea Io match that we've been putting off. I'm an Io Shirai fan, but I think it's time. And I think it's time to give the title back to Mama because I don't know. I just haven't been feeling it, unfortunately. The announcers are in costume. One of them is dressed as Waldo. Wade Barrett's got his old gavel. Cameron Grimes, he was sprinting back to the. What do you call it? He was sprinting back down the street for some reason, and he was able, even though he was driven far away, he was able to jog back in jeans in relatively record time. There's a smoke machine over there, and Beth Phoenix had a great joke here. Now I can't think of what it was, but whatever. Beth Phoenix was trying as hard as she could, and it was extra spooky in that she was announcing from outside the arena. We don't know where her voice was coming from. We never saw her on the screen. Oh, that's okay. So Beth Phoenix made it funny. I'm going to think of what it was later. I'm going to put it in the YouTube comments. How do you like that? Oh, what happened? How was the finish? Oh, Dexter Loomis gorilla pressed a zombie girl onto Grimes, and then there was no referee to acknowledge that Grimes was unconscious in a submission. So essentially, the music guy decides the winner. Because the music just plays when he hits his finish, and the end goes. So music guys and graphics guys are basically more powerful than a referee. Then we have a package for Io and Candice. Why? Poppy, the metal singer, shows up, and that was cool. Everyone was all excited to see her. She's been fun in the past, but I think she was lip syncing, and I think the audio on the vocals was low, and that's a shame because if you had no volume, this actually looked really awesome. I thought with the pageantry for Io, that would be the send off before Io loses it, and I was wrong. Anyway, Shotzi spins the thing, and we're all supposed to be scared of that. Oh, that pissed me off earlier. Priest and Gargano have to turn as if they're terrified of Shotzi because her hair is green. No, they don't have to be terrified of Shotzi. Anyway, tables, ladders, and scares match. Okie dokie. The tables are orange have orange sides with body, the chalk body outlines on them. Very good. The ladders have some orange on them, and there's a few gags in the ring. Okie dokie. That's what it is. I mean, the ref put the belt up very late because the women jump it off early, and then the ref has to tie the belt to the hook, and then it goes up, and even though the match has already started. This killed me. Like at one point, Io Shirai took like a double knee bump. She smashed both her knees into the ladder, missing a move in the corner. And it kills me when they just do these things to their body for what's almost a joke match. It's a joke match, but we're going to get hurt. Like, so I hate these theme ads. Hard to take them seriously. Now there's a Scream lady who she did something. She took Io out somehow, and then she does the thing where she kind of does like the chicken fight. She gets under Candice's legs and pushes her up the ladder, and Shotzi Blackheart does the same thing to the Scream lady, but takes the back bump and puts Scream lady through into a pile of chairs. Candice is then climbing. I thought Candice was going to win it here, but lo and behold, Io gets up, pushes the ladder, and Candice takes a really painful looking tumble, smashing her hip through the ladder that was bridged on the outside. For this very reason, Io wins. We roll credits, and that's the end of it. And if it didn't happen on this show, it didn't happen on the Hulu show, that is what we're talking about here. I was surprised. I thought this was the end of Io's run. And but then again, would Candice? I just bit my tongue. Would Candice still be formidable for Rhea, or would it just be a foregone conclusion that Rhea would just beat Candice? Because Rhea and Io is probably still Rhea winning, but it's a little bit of a toss-up, and Io's been built up as a bit more dangerous. I don't know. I can't believe I'm saying this because I was not a fan in the past, but I think maybe Candice with the belt would have been the way to go. If I were going to change only one title on this show, I would have left Priest with his and just had Candice win the thing to end the show, thanks to Scream Lady. So the Scream character would have failed once and then come back and succeeded the second time. I don't know, or just not showed up the first time. Priest could have just beat him. Why do we need the Scream character? I don't understand. So I'm not really sure what's going on. I think the vacancy of the heavyweight championship is definitely screwing up whatever plans they had, of course, and it's those things leak. It leaks into other parts of the show, so other people who are about to do something are now going to be doing something else. So it's a bit of a domino effect, and it totally shows in the last couple of months. So I'm not sure where we go from here. Overall, it was. I think this is one of those situations where they were probably in the last year going to get more theatric anyway, but they used the COVID situation as a way to be as an excuse to do even more. And this got to a point of it's one thing to have them fighting with gimmicks and theme matches, and they go in the pretend graveyards and all that, because they're still just wrestling their match in one camera shot. We're getting to a point where the theatrical matches aren't even special anymore. I mean, I've lost count. In just NXT, which does the least of them, is still getting carried away. Didn't Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream fight in was it the Hollywood Backlot Brawl, or did they call it Hollywood because they were filming it somewhere else? It's getting a little bananas, guys, and I'm just not feeling it. I can't explain it to a new person if they were watching it with me. So I wasn't really big on Halloween Havoc, guys. It's just like the Shawn Michaels song. Leave the memories alone. Just let it happen. Like, you don't ever hear anybody say, I wish they would just reenact WrestleMania 3. You're right. They won't. There's no reason to reenact WrestleMania 3. It happens. It's in the history book. We have video evidence of it. And also, every show opens with Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant. I forgot to mention Rhea Ripley. I forget to do this after every match. I've never successfully remembered to do this. Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez gets 48 stars. Dexter Lumis and Cameron Grimes gets negative 400 stars. Io Shirai and Candice LeRae, they get some stars too. And Scream Lady gets not a gold star, but maybe like a sticker. And Shotzi Blackheart has green hair. That's the hardest part of the ring. I am Bob. Goodbye.